ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम गम गणपते नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देव महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। सर्वमंगलमांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके देवी नारायणि नमोस्तुते। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु महालक्ष्मीरूपेण संस्थिता। नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। ओम ऐं ह्रीं क्लीं चामुण्डाय विचे स्वाहा। दुर्गे दुर्गे रक्षिणी ठः ठः स्वाहा। ओम नमो नारायणाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमः शिवाय। श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम। श्री राधा शरणं मम। ओम नमो नारायणाय। ओम नमः शिवाय। श्री हनुमते नमः। Welcome to Daily Satsang, Nitya Satsang. Today is the 15th of January 2026. I want to offer prostrations, Ananta Koti Namaskaram to all the great sages and to Paramatma, residing in the Hruday Akash of every being at all times, in all places. We are continuing to examine the internal connection, sambandha, with the ultimate reality, Paramatma, Bhagavan, through the Ishtadevata, through the form साकार, भगवान का जो साकार है, साकार स्वरूप है, to connect with Paramatma through the form of God. Just as a lamp, it is emitting electricity. It is not containing electricity, it is emitting electricity in that sense. The electricity is only one. It is not limiting electricity, right? Similarly, Bhagavan Param Tattva is beyond any imagination. Ananta Shakti, Ananta Tattva hai. But Devata, meaning the Ishta Dev, Dev doesn't mean the gods of heaven here. We're talking about the Upasya forms of God. भगवान राम, भगवान कृष्ण, भगवान शंकर, वो भगवान के सब अवतार है और भगवान स्वयं है. When we use the word devata, it doesn't mean these devatas in the Swargaloka. They are pujya, they are respected, but they are not upasya. They are in Maya also. We respect them in the Havans and Pujan and other places. Their Stapana is done, but unki upasana nahi karni. We will not get mukti by their upasana. You see, because they are themselves inside Maya. So under Brahmaji, all those devatas that are there, unki upasana to karni hi nahi hai. Unka respect karna, unka adar karna, unka pujan karna, but not upasana. Upasana is done only of the incarnations of God and nobody else. You see, so because all those devatas are also worshipping Bhagwan Vishnu and Krishna and Shivji and all that. They're worshipping that Virat Purush, जिसको कहते हैं Virat Narayan. ये सब तात्विक बात है. There's no disrespect or anything like that. But they are like Indra Dev is there, for example. Indra Dev ka respected. There's Indra Sahasranam also. Before the incarnations came, these devatas were worshipped. वो उनका अस्तित्व है. They have their powers, they have their forms and bodies and so many things they have. And then that became accessible. But then when they are also worshipping, that tattva beyond. Even Brahmaji worships the Virat Purush. This is tattva gnan ki thodi baat hai. I don't want to go into that. I want to say simply the word devata here, Ishtadev, doesn't mean those devatas of the Swargalok. That's not what that means. They are not anybody. They are not to be Ishta Devata. They are respected. They are 100% in Maya. And they are not to be worshipped as Upasana. Bhagwan ki Upasana is Bhagwan ki hi Upasana hai, not the Devatas. If you start worshipping the Devatas, you cannot get out of Maya. You'll get trapped more inside Maya. That's what will happen. There's a long history behind all that thing. So that is why the incarnations of Bhagwan Ram, Bhagwan Krishna, Lakshmi Narayan Bhagwan, ये जो सब incarnations है, उनकी उपासना होती है, दूसरों का सबका रिस्पेक्ट होता है, Right? That is important. The power that is in the Devatas is also coming from Bhagwan Vishnu only. It's not coming from anybody else. But they are in charge of certain parts of the material universe. Agni Dev, Surya Dev, Vayu Dev. It's all respectful. वो सब पूज्य है, पूजनीय है. We believe in them, we respect them, we love them, everything is there. But the upasana Bhagavad Tattva ki hai. If you want to go outside the Brahmand, Brahmand se bahar nikalna hai, तो जो ब्रह्मांड से बाहर है इसकी उपासना करनी चाहिए. ब्रह्मांड में ही रहना है तो करो उसकी उपासना. Bhagwan Krishna is teaching this. Sachin is not making these things up. Bhagwan Krishna says those who worship the Devatas will go to the Devatas. Those who worship the Pitrus will go there. Those who worship the ghosts will go there. Those who worship me will come to me. It's very clear inside the Gita. तो किसकी उपासना करते हैं महत्व की बात है. Right? So that Bhagavan is always beyond Maya. उनकी उपासना होती है. Alright, so keeping that in mind, as we are connecting with Devata, we have to be very careful about diversion from the Upasana. Diversion from Upasana means that our Ahankar wants other kinds of sukha, enjoyments and whatnot, which damage the energy needed for Upasana. That is the biggest issue. See, for example, let's say somebody who is worshipping Ramji, Bhagwan Ram ki upasana karte hai. They have gone through the process, set up the mandir, Ramcharit Manas is there, Ram Mantra is there, Hanuman ji ki murti, Ram Parivar par focus hai, right? Tulsi Ramayana is there, Guru Parampara is there, scriptures are there. Okay. To solidify the upasana, to make it solid, everything that is diverting away from that unbroken connection has to be eliminated. Eliminated in what sense? Eliminated in the sense that which is causing damage to the upasana and then eventually stopping the upasana. This happens, right? Somebody who is a bhakta of Ramji ke bhakta hai, you start the process of bhakti, some situation happens in life. And then all of a sudden a person says, no, I'm losing my faith, I'm not sure, I cannot do this. Diversion happens. Be careful for this. When the destination is set, Shastras, Mantras, Stotra, everything is ready, and we are ready to move ahead, then anything that comes as an obstacle from inside or outside, eliminate it. I'll give you another example. Ye upasana ki baat hai. Brahmacharya. We have not talked much about it. About that, I'll be doing some special presentations and sessions on that in a very limited group of people. Maybe this year or next year sometime. It's a very tenuous subject. But जिसको ब्रह्मचर्य का पालन करना है, it's extremely difficult, first of all. And not only that, if you set that destination, like some sadhus set that, or sadhavis or others, they might set that destination, they want to achieve that thing. There's so many obstacles, so many difficulties in that. They have to eliminate all those things and set that destination. Then brahmacharya gets solidified, established. Otherwise you keep losing mental power. That is also a type of upasana. So actually the brahmacharya is used for upasana. It is Shakti, Brahmacharini, Devi Brahmacharini is the Mahashakti. Right? So that is used for upasana. But the diversions are so many. Let's use another example. You might say, I'm not going to become angry. Krodh chhod dena. Unless it becomes necessary to use some strong word somewhere, krodh nahi karna. Chhod diya, krodh. Okay. Sounds very good. You saved a lot of energy. Very good. But guess what happens? When you try to worship Bhagwan Ram, In that process, something happens in life and it gets diverted. You've got to watch out at that point कि diversion हो रहा है. Bhagwan ki upasana, of course, it begins in the temple. It doesn't end in the mandir. It's continues throughout our 24-hour cycle. Then that becomes Divya Upasana, so solidified Upasana. So as soon as a diversion point from that connection shows up, immediately pull it back. Don't wait. Don't wait to pull that back. Usually most people will get diverted. And then they have lost a lot of time, energy, effort, and then they sit for dhyan, meditation, bhakti. It doesn't work very well. A lot of frustration comes, and they keep spinning. They keep spinning in circles. Spinning in circles is a problem. So we don't want that to happen. We don't want to keep spinning. And if you look at our lives, all of our lives, we will notice in the past, maybe even now, there's this back and forth. Bhagwan mein hi shraddha hai, prem hai, all this thing. And then thrashed in the sansar again. Drowning somewhere, stuck somewhere. And then again you try to get up and go. This goes back and forth like this. And to stop that back and forth, one has to recognize it. I have to recognize I'm going back and forth. There's no need to tell anybody all this thing. You cannot tell, it's very difficult to. And many people wouldn't understand it, and it's not necessary to share these things with anybody. Share it with God. Bhagwan ke saath baaton kare, hey Prabhu, aisa ho raha hai, antar mein. But that jnanam comes, that my mind is oscillating between the sansarik agnan, sansar mein jo agyan hai, and Bhagwan ka jo anand hai, isme oscillation hota hai. And this is our subject for today. This is our sadhana for today also, to recognize the oscillation. If you're taking notes, hopefully you are. The word is oscillation. And oscillation means going back and forth. Recognize it. And what is happening in that oscillation? Our internal brain power, mind power, the Shakti inside the spinal cord, the Kundalini Shakti, isko damage hota hai. That gets damaged. And that's a fact. That's a fact of life. Most human beings are damaging again and again and again their antarik Shakti. Gnan, Kriya, Ichha. Gnan Shakti, Ichha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, isko damage karte hai. They don't allow it to develop in the right way, because taking a self-development path for growth is inevitable. A child has to grow and develop, and its development is inevitable. That is what life is about. But that development gets halted, stagnated, damaged by the ego-driven experiences, Kam, Krodh, Lobh, the different experiences that are coming, that are causing damage, meaning experience that is damaging Shakti has to be recognized. Experience is just experience. For example, Krodh, anger. Isn't it an experience? Of course it's an experience. Everything is an experience. Going to meet with friends is an experience. Talking to people is an experience. Breathing is an experience. Kya? Sab जीवन ही अनुभव है. But the central question is that experience that I'm having now or that I want to have, is it causing damage to internal power, internal Shakti that is to be used for further development of Upasana, of God, of the connection with God? It is to be used for further development. That's a question we have to ask. Who can ask this question? Sachin has to ask this question every day. I'm the only one who can ask the question for me. I cannot ask the question for somebody else. I mean, you can have a conversation with others and talk about it, but the actual, real, intimate truth that is within one's mind is only one knows that, and Bhagavan knows that. Nobody else knows that. Yeah, maybe some therapists or counselors might get close to it after 10 years of talking to somebody. Maybe. I don't know. But there's nobody who reveals everything. That's why Bhagavan Krishna, you know what he says in the Gita? I am the secret of the secrets. Gujarati we say Khangi Vato. Secret. When we keep a secret of others and of ourselves, God's power is there. That is in the Vibhuti Yoga. There's certain things you don't need to reveal to anybody. It's not necessary. वो जो secret बात है, भगवान के साथ बातों करो. Tell God. He already knows, but tell him anyway. It's good for us. We have to openly reveal all of our secrets at the feet of Narayan. It is in Gujarati, in satsang, in our Swaminarayan satsang, we have, बहुत सुंदर बात है. निष्कपट भगवान અને ભગવાનના ભક્ત, ભગવાન અને ભગવાનના જે મોટા સંત છે એમના આગળ નિષ્કપટ થવું. Kapa means you're holding on stuff inside, not being open and honest. भगवान के साथ और भगवान के जो अनादि भक्त है, like in the case of Ram Upasana, भगवान राम, Hanuman ji Maharaj. And if there is Guru Parampara, you believe in Parampara, then even with a photo of a Guru you can do it. You can also do it if with a physical Guru, but it's to be done individually. Nobody else should be there. If that kind of Shraddha is there. If that is not there, a picture of a Guru that you really respect from the past or present, or it's fine. Or you can make Hanumanji Guru also. Koi baat nahi. Guru banana chahiye. You can even say, Bhagwan Ram, aap mere ishta hai, aap mere Guru bhi hai. Because they have taught everything. They are in both modalities. Guru banana chahiye. भगवान को गुरु बना देना, कोई बात नहीं. Everything else will open up in its own way. It is called Nishkapat. Hey Prabhu, this is how I am. There's an incident. There are several incidences in the Bhagavatam which are very interesting about nakedness. There are 3 incidences that come to mind. And this should not be misunderstood. This doesn't mean we should take off our clothes and start running somewhere. Don't think of it that way. Gopikas, they're in the pond and they're bathing. And they see Shukdev Ji. Shukdev Ji is Paramhans Dasha. वो उसमें कोई स्त्री पुरुष का भाव नहीं है, वो दिव्य पुरुष है. उनको आत्मा का साक्षात्कार हुआ है. He doesn't have male female bhav. So Gopikas come out without their clothes because women know they can look at the man and see the bhav in that man's mind. That is इसको स्त्री की शक्ति कहते हैं, ये देवी की शक्ति है. They know very clearly what is in the mind of the man by looking at the man. Uski vritti, uske facial, whatever it is, it is intrinsically built. Guaranteed it is there. Every woman knows that. So the Gopikas came out of the water. Their clothes are somewhere else. And they're literally naked in front of, and he's this yogi, this Shukdev Ji, he's also naked. And he's walking past them. उसमें कोई वासना बिसना तो प्रश्न ही नहीं. And they also know. And by seeing him, they forget their sense of, the bhav that I'm male, the maleness, femaleness. They forget that. This incident is what spirituality is all about. It is to forget, not just to forget, it is to go beyond our ahankar into the Atman. And that happens by connecting with enlightened beings that are beyond Maya. This is one meaning. But another purport meaning we can extract from a charitra like this. There's no barrier. It's like this. See, right now I'm wearing these clothes, right? We all are wearing clothes. When we take a shower, do we wear clothes? We don't. Isn't it so? The barrier is gone. This is the point. Bhagwan ke saath, the antarik barrier, the barrier is you're holding secrets, holding things inside. Don't hold anything inside. Hey Prabhu, this is what I am, what has happened. This is what I have done. This is what I'm thinking. This is everything I'm letting you know. You already know, but it is important to express with Paramatma everything that is in our heart. Don't hold anything back. You want to ask for something, ask for something. You want to say, I had this negative thought, I had this feeling. Everything that is there, Prabhu, this is all I'm telling you. God is ready to listen to everything. Don't tell anybody else, human beings. Maybe enlightened saint, if you really have somebody. People do try to do this with counselors and therapists. Even they don't tell them everything. Nobody tells anybody everything. We're not even aware of everything that is happening inside of us. But Bhagwan ke saath is called nishkapat. This is a Gujarati word. Find the English or Marathi translations. I don't know. I mean the Hindi translations. Do not hold any secrets in front of Paramatma. Yes, we have to hold them because we don't need to reveal and broadcast to the world our deficiencies and our thoughts. We have to be selective. This is the point. Bhagwan ke saath barrier nahi rakhna. See the incident with the Gopikas. There's another incident of Vidurji's wife, Vidur Patni. When Bhagwan Krishna went for having dinner at Vidurji's house, there's an incident from the Bhagavatam. He didn't accept Duryodhan's recommendation or invitation. Because Bhagwan Krishna had gone as Shanti Dut and then to prevent the war, but that war couldn't be prevented. Mahabharat. So then he said, no, I will go to Vidur's house. He's a great devotee. His heart is pure. But his wife was so excited, in so much devotion at the coming of Bhagwan Krishna into their home. And she had come out of the shower or something like that. And she didn't have any clothes on. And she just ran from there without any clothes for the darshan of Sri Krishna. And that bhav was intense bhav. All the barriers gone. And then Vidurji says, what are you doing? You don't have any clothes. She immediately became aware, I don't have clothes. Then she went back inside and put the clothes on. And then she came back out again. Bhagwan Krishna says, this first bhav you had, and the second time you came out, the second time you came out with the clothes is nowhere near the first one. This is an incident from the Mahabharata. Now that doesn't mean we should be going to mandirs without clothes. Please don't misunderstand these things. It has to do with the internal barriers being thrown away. Bhagwan Krishna, third incident. It's called Chir Haran Leela. Bhagwan Krishna took all the clothes of the gopis and hid them. what is the meaning behind this? The meaning is, and why the Leela is done, to remove Deha Bhav, to remove the barrier. The barrier is me, mine, ego, this, that, ahankar, rag, dvesh, klesh. ये सब ये क्या है? ये अहंकार का सब स्वरूप है. It has to completely go. It is a cover that prevents realization of the Atman and Brahman. Bhagavan Krishna steals the clothing of all the gopikas, hides them away. ये चरित्र है. You should know, Krishna Charitra is difficult to understand. People misunderstand these things. वो तो भगवान निर्गुण तत्व, दिव्य तत्व है. उनमें कोई वासना, अज्ञान ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. But he wants to remove our अहंकार. इतनी ही बात है. आध्यात्म का पूरा सारांश ही इतना है. अहंकार, it has to be offered at the feet of God, that I am yours. बस. As I am. Hey Prabhu, whatever I am, however I am, whatever mistakes made, this, that, whatever karmas, birmas, jo bhi hai, as I am your child, I am at your feet, I am completely yours. That is all Bhagavan is looking for. He wipes everything out. He said, you come to me, I'll take care of everything. It's like a homeless person who goes to Bill Gates, $100 billion. He says, I'm yours. And if he's accepting, this is just a worldly example, he said, come, ajao, I'll take care of you. End of story. He writes him a $5 million check. Instantly, homeless person becomes a millionaire. Instantly. इसमें कोई टाइम का भी प्रश्न नहीं. It is a matter of relationship. It's a worldly example, maybe not the best one, but we have to use some analogy just to explain this point. Bhagwan ke sharanon mein jate, all the fear disappears. All the agnan disappears. All the worry, tension, everything is blown out. Unke saath 100% connection rakhna. He take care of everything. The duties that are done are also done with the intelligence, without any kind of problems. And not only that, then internal space is so beautifully opened up. Worry, tension, and fear has to go. It has to completely go. Not 99%, not 80%, not 99.9%, 100% worry, chinta, has to go. 100% fear has to go. Tension, internal tension has to go. And that is called Sahajanand. भगवान स्वामीनारायण का जो दीक्षा का जो नाम था सजानंद, इसका मीनिंग ही ये है, सहज. You move from all of this binding force of worry, tension, fear, rag, dvesh, klesh, this, that, constant problems and energy damage. It stops into sahaja. Sahaj means natural. Natural sthiti mein, rather than a forced, contrived sthiti. Is a baby born with clothing? I'm using the clothing example again. Please don't misunderstand these things. God forbid, don't misunderstand. इसमें बहुत misunderstanding हुआ है, and people are doing that also, and that's not the point. Baby is born without clothing. कुछ नहीं. It comes, child comes in this sansar with open hands. And when the person's body is burnt, cremated or buried, they don't take anything with them. We come with nothing, we take nothing. And people are running continuously to grab objects of the world by hurting others and themselves. Objects, people, places, stories, relationships, this and that. That is not what this life is for. This life is not to progress by hurting others, by damaging the world. No. That is ahankar. That is Ajnan. See that verse that we speak many times? Ajnanatirmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. कितनी सुंदर बात है. This life we have, it is the biggest blessing. It is an opportunity for akhanda bhakti. It is an opportunity to remove the clothing of deha abhiman. Abhiman ko chhodna. And it is an opportunity to go at the feet of Ishta Devata and say, hey Prabhu, I am 100% yours. And आपकी जो शक्ति है, आपकी शक्ति है अंतर में, that is being used for your glory. And of course, it is being used for enjoyments. It is used to open the door into ananda. It is not to be damaged and destroyed and harmed. Our speech has energy. Our hands have energy. Our legs have energy. Our stomach has energy. Our brain has energy. Our ears have energy. Shakti kahan nahi hai? We did today the Durga Raksha Kavach. And up karo isko suno. It's very powerful. Raksha Kavach. It's necessary. Hanuman ji ka bhi kavach hai. Durga ji ka jo kavach hai. Bahut sundar kavach. It's a protection, right? It's a shield. To protect the body, to protect the mind, to protect our activity in the sansar. We need God's protection all the time. The Kavach Stotra. That's why we did that today. Very important. Very good. And what does that do for us? It allows us to continue our journey. Because this life has a great purpose. It is to open that doorway into Anandam. With multiple sadhana. Sadhana to anek prakar ki sadhana hai. But recognize that which is destroying energy. That thought, that feeling, that activity, man karma vachan, is damaging, destroying time and energy. Misusing time and destroying energy. Isko stop kar dena. That is a master key. That is 50% of the equation. 50-50. 50% is to say, I'm stopping all wastage of energy. Shakti ka nash band kar dijiye. So now then, conservation is there. And now with that conservation, the other 50% is what? To use that for akhanda bhakti. Akhanda se anand. Ye to anand ki baat hai. And every action of the world is in the light of upasana. Ye baat hai. Just take 2 extra minutes. I know I've gone over time. Sorry about that. But I don't want to break the link. Just want to continue a little bit further. Every action that is verbal, mental and physical is in the light of upasya, Bhagavat upasya. Every action. Kaise ban sakta? Is it possible? Walking, talking, breathing, reading, spending time with children. It is absolute love. Love, it has its prema. It's manifest in different ways. Premi hai aur kya? And in that divya prem, there is the flow of Shakti inside there. Isn't it so? Think about it. If you have a child, if you have a young teenager at home, isn't there love and compassion and duty, and so many things are involved? That is divine love. And that expresses in a particular way towards that person. This individual has the same love for parents, for others, but it expresses differently. The expression is different. Now, what about enjoyments? You have a very tasty dish. Okay, you taste that. Iska anubhav hai. But it's a wave. Don't keep running after that. That will not open the door into ananda, because that will damage the Shakti inside. Hamare jo physical body, the physical body and the mind and the brain, its function gets imbalanced by eating too much. Even if we like something, we say, I want to have just more. How much more we can have? We will gain too much weight. Generally people eat too much. Not because the body needs it, because our mind is craving that. And why is it craving that? Because it doesn't realize that you're damaging yourself. It just wants that immediate sensation. And for that immediate sensation, a big price is paid. These are all points to keep in mind for Ishta Bhakti. Bhagwan ki jo bhakti hai, everything gets balanced in the right way. Everything becomes beautiful. So fear, tension, guilt, shame, blame, everything goes away. Fear has to go. Fear has to go. And it goes by, how does it go? In all of the temples, Bhagwan ki right hand is usually there. The only exception is the Swaminarayan ki jo murti hai, wo left, because wo Ashirwad left hand se dete the. There's some history behind that. I don't want to go into that right now. But it doesn't matter. This is called Abhaya Mudra. Keep attention on that Abhaya Mudra. Ke Bhagwan ki sharan hai, I'm fearless. Ends the matter, right? To take one flower, offer it at the feet of Bhagwan Shankar or on the Shivling, or offer it at Bhagwan Krishna, Bhagwan Ramchandra ji. Offer kar dijiye with that feeling that mera bhai nikal gaya. This is how we do the pushpa arpanam. Bhagwan ke saath jo pushpa ka arpan karte hai, we do that with keeping these things in mind, that I'm offering this flower at your feet. Permanently, all of the bhaya is gone. It is an internal upasana. Patram pushpam phalam toyam. One leaf offered with this internal bhav, internal realization is enough. One fruit is enough. But it has to be done with bhakti, sharanagati. It is the quality inside with which we are offering at the feet of Paramatma. And that quality will change the experience, and it will free us up for further development. It's already 9:14. Let's stop here for now. We'll pick this up tomorrow. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakarishu Sarvada Shri Radha Krishnaya Namo Namaha Om Ganganapate Namaha Om Aim Rim Klim Chamundaya Viche Swaha Durge Durge Rakshani Tha Tha Swaha Shri Durga Arpanamastu Rim